Angry Cowboys Fan. The Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast. With that raw and uncut, where it's never enough. We gon' hit you with straight facts. Angry Cowboys Fan.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation? And Angry Cowboys fans around the world. Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. And you're listening to the Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast, the place to find my raw and uncut in podcast form. And like I promised you in last week's Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast episode, we got a new intro for the podcast. Hey, I hope you guys liked it. But before we get into everything, I want to wish everybody a wonderful Easter coming up tomorrow. Hopefully you get with your family, you go to church, you put your nice Easter best on, your Easter Sunday's best on, you go out to church and you just praise the Lord if that's what you believe. If you don't believe that, please leave that out of my comment section because I definitely believe. But anyhow, hope you guys have a wonderful Easter. Hope you had a great Good Friday. Say that 3 times fast, but we're going to go ahead and get into it. But during this episode this week, we're going to be talking about Jerry Jones resorting back to the old Jerry Jones tactics. We're going to be talking about the Dallas Cowboys' hunt to try to move up in the 2026 NFL draft. We'll be discussing the state of fandom when it comes to the NFL, a particular fan base, and how it robs people of their humanity. And I'll be getting into a couple of the comments from the comment section of my most recent videos. All that and more during this week's episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast. All right, Cowboys Nation, like I said, first and foremost, when I open this thing up, I'm wishing everybody a happy Easter. If you celebrate, my wife and I, we in the kitchen, chefing it up. She's chefing the collard greens up. I'm going to have to chef up the sweet potatoes because everybody loves my sweet potatoes for some reason. I put that southern flavor in it. I put my foot right smack dab into the sweet potatoes just to make it taste good. Not literally. If you're from the South, you know what I mean. But anyhow, I hope you and yours have a wonderful Resurrection Day and eat as much as you want to, eat as much as you would on Thanksgiving. And thank you to the Heavenly Father for allowing us to see another Easter Sunday. But all right, Cowboys Nation, I got to talk to y'all about the interview that Jerry Jones had with the media at the owners' meeting this past week. Yeah, I didn't want to do it when it came out. I wanted to give my raw and uncut in podcast form on this whole meeting. But during said meeting, Jerry Jones had some real dumb shit to talk about when it came to George Pickens and the contract negotiations that's been going on this offseason. I didn't make a video, like I said, so y'all gonna get that raw and uncut right here. So we're gonna take a listen to the 3 clips that I got for y'all, and y'all know what we're gonna do. We're gonna come back and unpack this raw and uncut. So, Angry Cowboys fans, let's go ahead and take a listen to the crap that Jerry Jones was spewing during his interview at the owners' meeting this past week.
Do you anticipate trying to get something done before the July 15th deadline?
I don't know. The franchise tag has an automatic time frame on it, and all of us will, and it's my plan and our thought that we'll all be working within the time frame of the conditions of the franchise tag. So it should play itself out, is the best way for me to say it. Make no mistake about it, we have long-term plans in mind for Pickens.
Are you closer with Aubrey?
I would say that I'm satisfied short of where we are with him signing the tender offer. I'm satisfied where we are there.
Honestly, Cowboys Nation, I would have said, what the hell do you mean you don't know Jerry Jones? But I get where he's coming from, Cowboys Nation. You want this to get back to David Mulugeta and pass the message along that the Dallas Cowboys are ready to go through with the franchise tag for the 2026 season. I get that it's a leverage game, but what I hate to see is Jerry Jones dipping back into his bag, dipping back into that bag of tricks, not learning from the past, but hey, We'll get into that more during the Raw and Uncut portion, so make sure you stick around for that. Now let's go ahead and jump into the second clip, and I want y'all to remember, Cowboys Nation, whenever Jerry Jones uses that multiple times, he's usually trying to think of a lie. So let's go ahead and get into that so we can come back and talk about it. Go ahead, roll that clip.
Yeah, all of us play under the rules of the collective bargaining agreement, and the collective bargaining agreement clearly anticipates the franchise tag, and that's part of what you sign up for in the NFL when you're playing in the NFL or you're running a team in the NFL. And the franchise tag is there for a purpose. It's to benefit the process to go ahead and put your team together, and we are availing ourselves of it.
Of course, they play by the rules when it comes to the collective bargaining agreement, but do you, Jerry Jones? The crazy thing is that it seems as if Jerry plays by his own set of rules, and those are the very same rules that screwed Cowboys Nation every single year. Now let's go ahead and get into this third clip so we can come back and unpack this Raw and Uncut.
Jerry, Stephen said after you traded Micah at that press conference that if a player wants you to negotiate with the agent, and he tells you that you're comfortable doing that, versus if they want to have the conversations directly with you. Have you gotten any of that guidance yet from George?
Well, guidance isn't the word for it, but the facts are that I've talked to hundreds of agents in my time over the last 35 years, and have talked to some recently. There's no issue with me with talking to agents. I need to do a better job of not getting, well, Daddy said I could have it, and him going to Mama and Mama saying, Daddy said I could have it. We've got to get on the same page, and I have something to do with that as well. But I've just got to, when we're dealing with agents, when I also do visit with players, always have, sometimes make the deal with the player, always have. It always works out. If he worked without an agent, he'd save a lot of money.
Do you anticipate going into...
With me.
If he worked without an agent, he would make a lot of money, especially with me. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it, Cowboys Nation. Let's go ahead and skip the formalities. Y'all ready for this Raw and Uncut? Y'all ready? Let's get it. Get ready for the Angry Cowboys Fans Raw and Uncut.
Man, keeping it real, man, keep it real, that's real.
Damn, Jerry. That's all I can say right now, Cowboys Nation. Damn, Jerry. You started off the 2026 NFL offseason so damn good, and now you're just coming back and screwing up the flow of the process again. It seems the more Jerry Jones gets in front of the camera, the more he puts his foot dead in his damn mouth and doesn't realize it. You just admitted that you spoke to a player about his contract numbers again, Jerry. When will you learn, bro? When will you understand that it's not the 1990s anymore and you can't just talk to these players without their representation being present? You can't do it, Jerry Jones. In so many words, you said that you spoke to George Pickens about his contract number, and the only time we know that you talked to George Pickens was before the Pro Bowl, where you said that you informed him about being placed on the franchise tag. Now you are talking about that you got to be better with the whole mommy and daddy type of scenarios? Bro, it's not a mommy and daddy thing. It's about boundaries. It's a boundary thing, Jerry Jones. A respect thing. It's about you not talking to these players without their representation present. You didn't learn that from the Micah Parsons contract situation? The bad thing about it is that he didn't learn it from that situation, Cowboys Nation. He actually thought that he could do it again and it would be successful this time. What part of Micah Parsons' contract experience did Jerry Jones think that, well, it's okay to try it again? It's really starting to look like you can't teach an old dog new tricks, Cowboys Nation. At the end of the day, he's going to do it his way, even if it cost us top-tier players. But the ultimate reason why I feel that Jerry Jones continues to have this football team come up short each and every year is because he and Stephen Jones don't truly know how to build a team as well as manage the cap at the same time. They can't chew bubblegum and walk at the same time, Cowboys Nation. The Dallas Cowboys have only seen the NFC Championship and Super Bowl twice during the salary cap era, and after that, absolutely nothing. After that, there was a lot of bargain bin shopping with one side of the ball loaded with studs, while the other side of the ball was lacking. Depending on what year you want to talk about, it was the offense that was lacking and the defense was stout. Those years where the defense was lacking, the offense was stout. There have only been a handful of years where everything was clicking. The offense, the defense, special team, and coaches. 3 to 4 of those years were under Dak Prescott's watch. But Jerry Jones really needs to cut this shit out, Cowboys Nation. Stop with the whole mommy and daddy debacle, the analogies of being an option quarterback. Just stop with that. Because you haven't been good at either, Jerry Jones. I understand not getting a deal done with George Pickens during the 2025 season. They came to Dallas talking about that they didn't want to have any contract negotiations until the offseason. I get that. None of Athletes First has ever negotiated their contracts during the season, or at least I've never seen it, Cowboys Nation. He has to stop trying to get these players to shake on it because he knows that the agent is going to come in and dead the entire situation. Then it's going to get Jerry mad and he's going to force Pickens to play on the franchise tag, even though I honestly feel that if Pickens doesn't want to sign to a number that's good for Jerry Jones, he's going to end up trading him, Cowboys Nation. That's just the way I interpret the way things are moving as of late. It's not set in stone, Cowboys Nation. Like I tell you, I don't have an inside track at the Star. This is just the way I feel. This is just my take. What he's been saying to the media and how he stutters whenever he talks about the subject, it honestly has me preparing myself for George Pickens to be traded during or a little bit before the NFL draft. If not then it's certainly going to be before July 15th. If I'm wrong and they get the deal done or he plays on the franchise tag for the Dallas Cowboys, I'll certainly come on this platform and eat crow. But I truly feel that he's gearing up to trade George Pickens out of the building like he did Micah Parsons. All I got to say is you better bring somebody here to help CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott. I mean, I rock with Ryan Flournoy, but he's not good enough yet. Kevontae Turpin, he can be that dude, but he's not good enough to fill wide receiver 2. Trayshawn Holden has potential, but he's not a bona fide wide receiver 3 yet. As much as I feel George Pickens is a luxury for the Dallas Cowboys offense, I can't escape the feeling of necessity in signing George Pickens. This whole situation is extremely fragile from the way I'm looking at it, or maybe I'm just looking at it too much. I'm looking too much into it, but for the first time, I'm starting to worry about George Pickens being a Dallas Cowboy because of how Jerry Jones is acting now. Then Jerry acts as if he can't work with David Mulugeta, even though he has worked with David Mulugeta before. He worked with David Mulugeta to bring P.J. Locke to the team. You know, Cowboys Nation, what the difference between P.J. Locke and George Pickens' contract extension, other than the fact that one got done already? It seems to be that when a player is currently not playing for the Dallas Cowboys, that Jerry Jones can get a contract deal done with David Mulugeta smoothly. When said player represented by David Mulugeta is a top-tier player and he currently plays for the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones has the ability to talk to said player during the season or before the league year starts, essentially grooming the player to go against what his agent feels is best for him. In this situation, I feel like Jerry Jones is completely wrong compared to the situation with Micah Parsons. Stories of numbers hadn't come out, even though I feel numbers were discussed during the conversation between Jerry and George Pickens before the Pro Bowl. The mommy and daddy thing was George Pickens going back to his agent, telling his agent what Jerry Jones told him, involving the agent right off top. Jerry speaks about getting used to the whole mommy and daddy thing. No, Jerry Jones, what you need to get used to and do is respect the fact that these players have agents for a reason. Then you got these talking heads like Stephen A. Smith suggesting that the NFL investigate Jerry Jones on First Take because of how Jerry Jones tried to manipulate his top player to ditch their agent just to do business with him. Damn it, Jerry Jones. Man, I got a feeling that it's not going to be in the majority of the fan base's favor, the outcome of this whole George Pickens thing, Cowboys Nation. That they are not going to come to an agreement because of the way Jerry Jones conducts business with his top-tier players. The fact that he will never learn when it comes to his manipulation of the situation. Honestly, Cowboys Nation, I see that as blatant disrespect. Just spitting in the face of David Mulugeta yet again. If it wasn't personal the first time, it damn sure is personal this time. But you see, Cowboys Nation, I started this offseason off extremely optimistic in the way Jerry Jones was handling things. Thinking that Jerry Jones was sincere in his efforts. I thought that there was a true epiphany in the way that he was conducting business. The thing is, Cowboys Nation, he has conducted player acquisitions differently this year, but there's nuances in player acquisition. Sure, he can bring free agents to the Dallas Cowboys, but he damn sure has a problem in getting his players signed in a timely manner. And here I thought we liked our guys. George Pickens, he is our guy. So, Jerry, are you going to stop trying to take control of the narrative? Because if you don't stop trying to take control of the narrative, the Dallas Cowboys are going to miss out on top-tier talent all the damn time. It's going to miss out on being able to re-sign top-tier talent just because Jerry can't let go of the past. He can't keep his hand out of his bag. They don't conduct business on napkins anymore, Jerry Jones. They have agents to handle that stuff for them. The more you continue to try and circumvent the issue, the more of a chance you leave yourself open to investigation by the league. Come on, Jerry, you gotta smarten up. All right, Cowboys Nation, jumping to the next topic. As y'all know, the Dallas Cowboys have been in contact with the Arizona Cardinals to try and move up to that third pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. The Dallas Cowboys have been linked to try and grab David Bailey from Texas Tech. Though I admire the effort and aggression, I am completely against the Dallas Cowboys moving up in this draft. The reason being is I know that the Arizona Cardinals are going to be looking for some great compensation in order for the Dallas Cowboys to take that third pick in the draft. Let's go ahead and look back when the San Francisco 49ers tried to step up in their draft in 2021 from 12 to 3. In 2021, the San Francisco 49ers traded up in the draft with the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins had the third overall pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, and the San Francisco 49ers had number 12. The Niners were successful, but had to part ways with 3 first-round picks, 2021, 22, and 23, and a 2022 third-round pick to move up to that third pick in the 2021 Draft. So you mean to tell me that the Dallas Cowboys would have to give up picks 12 and 20 of this year's draft and eventually the first round pick in 2027 draft and a third round pick in the 2027 draft to attain the third pick of this draft? Or even the first round pick this year, our third next year, and our first round pick until 2029? All for David Bailey this year? I'm sorry, Cowboys Nation, but that is too rich for my blood. That's absolutely too rich for my blood. If anything, I'm looking for the Dallas Cowboys to trade back in this year's draft. The only way that I would trade up is if a team wanted to move back in the draft, that we had some commonality there. Now, if the Arizona Cardinals wanted to move back because they didn't want to reach for a player, then I understand, and maybe something affordable could be worked out between the Cowboys and the Cardinals. But if they're not looking to move off that spot and I have to entice them to do it, they can keep that pick and I'll look to move back to get more draft capital with that 12th or the 20th pick. On top of that, Cowboys Nation would be okay with that trade, but be mad with a trade for 2 first-round picks for a seasoned Max Crosby veteran? I'm sorry, Cowboys Nation, but the haul that the Arizona Cardinals will be looking for could bring Myles Garrett to this damn team. So why would I spend that on a player whose talent I'm hoping will translate to the NFL? Nah, Cowboys Nation, I'm not okay with that. But that doesn't mean that David Bailey's a bad player. I'm not big into college football, but from what I've seen on film, David Bailey looks to be a dog in the NFL, but we don't truly know if that's for sure. We know that Max Crosby and Myles Garrett are dogs in this league and they're leaders on their respected teams. So if I'm going to use all that draft capital to bring a player to the Dallas Cowboys, it's going to be a top-tier premier pass rusher that's already in the league and can give me at least 4 years of elite-level play. I'm not going to use all that capital to gamble on a prospect, but hey, who am I? I'm just the Angry Cowboys fan. Now, before I end this segment, Cowboys Nation, I'm going to tell y'all how this all falls into place. Okay. We just got done talking about the Cowboys trying to move up in this year's draft, and they got something cooking with the Arizona Cardinals, right? Well, I actually came across an article at yahoo.com where they speak about how Marvin Harrison Jr. could be tradable from the Arizona Cardinals. This doesn't make me feel any better about George Pickens, Cowboys Nation. Let me find out that the Dallas Cowboys would swap George Pickens and some draft capital to the Arizona Cardinals in exchange for Marvin Harrison Jr. and that third overall pick in the draft. Throughout his tenure with the Arizona Cardinals, Marvin Harrison Jr. has had some issues getting acclimated to their system. If they were to trade him, they would be looking to find a legit wide receiver one to take the reins. They could easily get a wide receiver in the draft, but if I could land a top-tier wide receiver while also getting draft capital, why wouldn't I do that, Cowboys Nation? So I fear that in order to get that third overall pick from the Cardinals, we would have to switch George Pickens with Marvin Harrison Jr. and our 2026 first-round pick and our 2027 first-round pick once it's available to deal out. Also, I don't think the Cowboys would move up to get David Bailey. I honestly think that they would move up to get Sonny Styles. Now tell me, Cowboys Nation, would you do that? Let me know in the comment section. All right, Cowboys Nation, I want to talk to y'all about how Fandom has robbed a number of people of their humanity and their respect, if they had any to begin with. And I know this has been an issue in sports since the dawning of its existence, Cowboys Nation, but it has become a little reckless these days. With social media, it gives people the power to act like assholes with zero ramifications, with zero accountability. You know, usually when someone talks shit, you got a couple options. The first option, walk away. The second option, respond and deal with the backlash, the back and forth. Or 3, punch a motherfucker dead in their face. With social media, it takes option 3 right off the table. You know, it's gotten real toxic on X because of that story about Jalen Hurts came out on April Fool's. I mean, shoot, I thought it was an April Fool's joke, but apparently it's not, Cowboys Nation. When I and a number of people reposted it, you would have Eagles fans threatening you, your mama, Dak Prescott, Dak Prescott's dog, the mailman, whoever. Just because no one will live in the Philadelphia Eagles fan base's delusion and say that Jalen Hurts is a top 5 quarterback in the league. Eagles fans commented on my post calling me stupid while also misspelling 40% of their post. I mean, I know, the irony, right, Cowboys Nation? But my question is this. Why is it so important for Eagles fans to have Cowboys fans recognize that their quarterback is a good quarterback? We don't give a shit about their quarterback nor their team. Like I told an Eagles fan who said I talk about the Eagles too much. Well, I return the energy which is given to me. I post something about the Cowboys and an Eagles fan will automatically diss the Dallas Cowboys. I post something about Dak Prescott and they will automatically diss Dak Prescott. They putting up floppy disk and VHS tapes saying that that's the only time that a Cowboys fan can watch their Super Bowl victories. You know, I never understood why the Dallas Cowboys are so important to the Philadelphia Eagles fan base. Honestly, I thought the story that came out about Jalen Hurts was pretty damn funny, to keep it a buck with you, Cowboys Nation. Not because it's Jalen Hurts, but because it puts a huge dent in the typical Eagles fans' logic of Jalen Hurts being top 5. You can't be a top 5 quarterback if your own ownership and management don't believe in you. You can't be top 5 while being 25th in passing yards in the league. Is Jalen Hurts a good quarterback? Absolutely, Cowboys Nation. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and lie about it, but I think he gets the hate that he gets because how Eagles fans treat other fan bases. I've told y'all back in the day, I used to root for NFC East teams that made it to the playoffs if the Dallas Cowboys didn't. I mean, I rooted for the New York Giants, both Super Bowls that they played against Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. After really seeing how the NFC East fans operated, I came to the conclusion to say, fuck them teams and just simply not watch the playoffs if the Dallas Cowboys didn't make it to the dance. Forget that now. I'm like Dave Chappelle on that skit that he did on the Chappelle Show, that player haters ball skit.
I hate you. I hate you. I don't even know you, and I hate your guts.
This is how that fan base has gotten a lot of football fans. It ain't just the Dallas Cowboys fan base. It's the 49ers fan base, the Chiefs fan base, Giants fan base, Patriots fan base, and it ain't got nothing to do with championships because each one of those teams have more Super Bowl victories than the Philadelphia Eagles. But the way that fan base operates, it looks to go to elementary lengths to try and put someone down. They throw threats at people knowing damn well that they're safe behind their phones and their computer screens. Talk all kinds of noise because no one will stroke their ego and say that Jalen Hurts is this great quarterback, that he's the greatest quarterback to ever touch the pigskin. How about y'all believe in your quarterback and not expect everybody else to? Don't expect other fan bases to do it when your own front office doesn't believe in your quarterback. But what do y'all think, Angry Cowboys fan family? Do you see where I'm coming from when I talk about the extreme fandom coming out on social media? Y'all know what we doing. Let's go ahead and talk about it a little bit more in the comments section. All right, Cowboys Nation. This is the point of the podcast where I answer a couple of comments from the comment section of my previous videos. If you want your question answered, make sure you stay active in the comment section of the videos. Who knows? I could pick your comment to give my raw and uncut on. But all right, the first comment comes from King of the Castle 01. The comment reads, Angry, don't lose the main point. Pickens' agent has the right to negotiate with other teams. Why no other teams offered a contract? I think the agent is trying to use the media to force Dallas to overpay. It's way too many other receiver stories for the media to actually follow up on. Puka and Ayuk. I feel it's intentional. Well, King of the Castle 01, that's a pretty good take. I've said that also. That's why I wanted the Dallas Cowboys to give him that non-exclusive franchise tag. That way, David Mulugheta and maybe George Pickens could get humbled. Because, you know, these players and these agents, they come into the negotiation thinking that everybody and their mama want them and they'll spend top dollar on them. Well, there's no other teams that's willing to even negotiate with the Dallas Cowboys to get George Pickens, you know, to use his services. So what does that mean? Does that mean no other team is interested? Does that mean that other teams are in the same conundrum as the Dallas Cowboys and they want to see more out of George Pickens than just one positive year of productivity? I mean, that could be the case. And as far as the media not covering other wide receivers, yeah, Puka Nacua is going through his thing. I seen post or a story on ESPN on First Take about Brandon Ayuk, but, you know, it was small compared to George Pickens and this whole situation with the Dallas Cowboys. And if it's intentional or not, hey, you be the judge. I don't know if it's intentional, but it damn sure feels like it. But King of the Castle 01, I truly appreciate you rocking with the channel. Truly appreciate you just viewing the content and taking your time to come by the channel to support your man. You know what I'm saying? But continue to come back. I truly thank you. But most importantly, I thank you for being DC for life. All right, now the second comment is from Roderick Vincent, 3425. The comment reads, it's a fact he not showing up. Bet $1,000 to anyone. DM David Mulugheta is hard set. No player under him will ever play under tag. He either gets 38 to 40 million. He no longer a Cowboy. Bet that. Listen, I actually put a comment on your post, on your comment that you put on that video. I responded to it and I said, if George Pickens and David Mulugheta are looking to get 38 to 40 million dollars for his services, I would gladly part ways with George Pickens. Honestly, Cowboys Nation, I can't foresee the Dallas Cowboys paying George Pickens 38 to 40 million dollars for the simple fact that he's only played one productive year with the Dallas Cowboys. And to keep it a buck, this was the first year that he became an All-Pro. This is the first year that he made it to the Pro Bowl. And I mean, I know they didn't have the best of quarterback scenarios over in Pittsburgh, but at the same time, George Pickens was their number one. So whoever was at the quarterback position, they should have been able to get George Pickens the ball, even if they were spamming George Pickens. He didn't make it. He didn't make it to the All-Pro. He didn't make it to Pro Bowl. So, just like the Jordan Love situation, why should the Dallas Cowboys pay him top wide receiver money for 1 year of top wide receiver play? I don't think they should be doing that, to keep it a buck with you. But me, if I were the general manager, if I were, writing the checks and making the moves, I couldn't see myself paying him $38 to $40 million. I could get another wide receiver that may not be as good as George Pickens, but might be a tier lower than George Pickens, and put him in that wide receiver 3 role, and also put Ryan Flournoy in that wide receiver 2 role. And I'll put out a short that I did a long time ago whenever this whole George Pickens stuff was coming up. I made a video saying who would be the 5 people that could replace George Pickens and keep this Dallas Cowboys offense moving. One of those guys, CeeDee Lamb, looks up to a hell of a lot. So we got to take that into consideration. But if he wants that much money, I have no problem with trading him to get the maximum that you can out of the situation. But if he's looking to get like 36, 36 being the ceiling, then let's go ahead and sign him, Cowboys Nation. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. Cowboys Nation, what did you feel about the Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast Episode 2? What do you feel about how Jerry Jones has handled this whole contract situation, or what he had to say in the interview? Do you feel he's going to be the one to screw the negotiations up with George Pickens and David Mulugeta? Also, what do you feel about the rest of the topics that I covered on this episode? Y'all know how we do. We always talk about it in the comments section. If you're digging this content and you want to help the channel reach its current goal of 20,000 subscribers, drop a like on this video, share with anybody that you know is a Dallas Cowboys fan, and if you're on your mobile device and you haven't used them up yet, make sure you hype this video. Doing so will help get this content out to Cowboys fans. They'll come over to the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel and want to become Angry Cowboys fans themselves. And if you are DC for life and you wish that Jerry Jones would just shut the hell up and conduct business without having the media present, going into his old bags and trying to manipulate the situation, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified whenever I go live, release a video, podcast episode, or film breakdowns. You can catch the Madden 26 or College Football 26 gameplay on the other channel, the Angry Cowboys Fan Gaming Channel. I'll make sure I put the link to that as well as the gamer tag in the description. Hey, I'm not a big basketball fan, but I did just get NBA 2K 26. I know 27 is going to be coming out soon, but hey, I got 26, so I'm going to be putting that on the channel as well. And again, Cowboys Nation, I want to thank each and every one of y'all for tuning in to the Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast. I thank y'all for rocking with the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel, but most importantly, I thank y'all for being DC for life. Don't allow no fan base, don't allow anyone to throw you off your game or to throw you off your pivot. Whether in life or in this fan base, be a person you want others to respect, even when sometimes they don't respect you in return or return the favor. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. And for those that don't know what I'm doing with my hand, that's an R in sign language from my brother Rick. And I'm out. Happy Easter, by the way. Dang, Angry Cowboys Fan, you done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.